Hello YouTube and welcome back to the final episode of the history of Overwatch. We've done it. We made it through all the years of the Overwatch League. Obviously we skipped a lot, but we've hit a lot of the major beats. The Overwatch League starts as of recording this video in 2 days. Woo! It's over. The 6th month Overwatch League drought is over. We got Overwatch 2 on the horizon. We got the beta. Everything's looking good, so we're gonna enjoy this. This was a really interesting, different matchup for the Countdown Cup. So we did the Countdown Cup finals. We're gonna be looking at the LA Gladiators taking on the Chengdu Hunters. So let's talk about the things that we missed to get to this point, because we just did the June tournament. So we went past the Summer Showdown. We're not gonna do the Summer Showdown. It was really not a very interesting tournament. Shanghai have sort of found their Wrecking Ball Brig Zen composition and are just better than everyone else. Like, Dallas is good. They play well, but they just can't beat Shanghai Dragons. This year in the playoffs, Shanghai kind of rolls through. Chengdu did almost beat them playing their wacky style, but Shanghai coming out on top in the grand scheme of things. So there was no hero pools in that, so therefore there are hero pools in the Countdown Cup. It was Echo, Ashe, Sigma, Lucio, which honestly, it wasn't a massive impact other than the fact that you couldn't play Brawl. So Brawl and Rush sort of took a massive back burner, and the zombie comp, like the Winston, Lucio, Moira stuff. So it sort of slowed the game down in a lot of ways. There was a lot more like Baptiste Zen playing from range, but you couldn't play the double shield. So it's like, it was kind of all over the place. The most important thing to note for the Countdown Cup is that Dallas Fuel and the Shanghai Dragons, neither of them were really trying that hard. Both had automatically qualified, I think, as #1 seeds in North America and in the APAC region because of all the wins and points that they had accrued from the previous tournament. So neither of them, they both came out, both Rush for the Dallas Fuel and Moon for the Shanghai Dragons, both kind of came out, and instead of saying like, we're sandbagging, more said, we're going to take it easy. But neither of them wanted to go to Hawaii. Neither of them wanted to qualify for the hero pools, for the finals, because we're not going to have hero pools in the playoffs. So there's no point in learning a new meta when hero pools aren't going to exist and the game's going to change into the playoffs anyway. So there's literally no reason for them to try. And that's why we ended up seeing the Los Angeles Gladiators and the Chengdu Hunters in the Countdown Cup. So as much as, you know, if you're a Gladiators fan, you're like, yay, we finally won something. There is a minor asterisk there that you got to keep in mind of, like, they weren't the best team in this tournament. Yes, they were. They won it, and they deserve that. But Shanghai and the Dallas Fuel weren't really trying their hardest. They didn't beat them legitimately, if that makes sense. But the best team still went. We had Atlanta Reign and the Gladiators go for North America, and we had Chengdu Hunters and the Seoul Dynasty. Seoul Dynasty edged out the Philadelphia Fusion fans, and that's how we made it. In the tournament, we had the LA Gladiators have a pretty clean run. They almost lost to the Chengdu Hunters in the first round. And then we ended up having the rematch in the grand finals. It ended up being a banger. It's a 7-map banger that the Gladiators go on to win. And I think we just get into it. It is a long VOD. It is a 3-hour VOD. So grab your popcorn, go pee. This is going to be a long one. And I'll change the title while we get started. So the players that we expected from these two teams is about, well, you know, the usual stuff. We got Leave Jinmu, Gaga, Late Young, Monkey, Belthal. I don't know if we see much Farway Nisha in this series. I think we do. I think I do remember seeing Farway and Nisha in this series. Time will tell. We got Kevs the Bird Ring for the Gladiators, Muse Space, and Shu and Skewed for these games. So people are playing sort of like the Orisa Bap Zen. And for those asking, is this the time that Shu had that play? Yes. Like, this is like really the rise of Shu and what led to a lot of the recency bias of should Shu be MVP. He absolutely farmed on the Baptiste in this tournament and the playoff and the playoffs. So let's get into it.
A quick look at it, and they should come into here with all the confidence in the world if they want to play that.
Well, heading into the university section, we're seeing Leave on the Hanzo, which is a role that he has not been underperforming on. Gladiators going to be matching with kind of an Orisa-based stuff here, yeah.
Kevster already sneaking into the backline. Both of these backlines
let's go.
are pretty weak to
So Chengdu Hunters, if you didn't watch the 2021 season, Chengdu Hunters are full silly mode, really, at this point. They're really playing around like the Pharah, Mercy, Jinmu. Like, this is where they find the most of their success. throughout the tournament. So everyone's really just trying to counter that. So it's not, we don't really get as much straight up play because Chengdu likes to play a lot of Pharmacy.
Pickoffs, despite Gaga going down, he created enough space for them to at least capitalize off of it. Still, the Gladiators not giving up. They are going to get...
Guys have first point cap, so which is a big deal.
It looks like the team fight inevitably is going to be going here to the Chengdu Hunters, especially off the back of that ultimate. A very fast barrage being built by Jinmu.
Very average main support player during his out career, but he was still very good, really good during the Valiant team. Did I just get analyzed at the beginning of this? At the beginning of this video? Hello? Are you talking about me?
Kind of anchor position where he has to choose whether to support Jinmu or go and peel for the backline, and his decision making is going to be vitally important.
That is
savage. Honestly, it's not a bad summary. Like, I definitely wasn't a standout main support player in the league, right? Like, I take a very averages thing. I had success in the Valiant. I had my things that I did well and that kind of stuff. It's not bad. I was good on Valiant. It's honestly true. Very average main support player. Had a good time on Valiant. Can't argue with it. Can't argue with the truth, chat.
It really is. I mean, he has a chance to be able to work around right now. That could be great for them. Leaves probably going to use his Dragon Strike to try and force positioning. Transcendence could just deny that. They could go aggressive with it pretty early on.
For you to describe you as a big brain mercy at the time, yeah. Well, it's like my biggest strength was never my mechanics and like main support. Like I think it's a point. Like I was very, like my play was fine, right? But like I like to think I was a good team leader. I had good understanding for the game, and I had great calls and stuff like that. So that's what. Oh, Kev's it down. That was so funny. It was just, I just thought it was so funny because it was like a first, it was like a first time chatter out of nowhere. Oh, shoot. Wow, I'm surprised they won that after Leave got that kill on the chase off the bat. Hey, new show. Yeah, I think my best mechanical play was on Fnatic when I was on flex support, and I think I was good. I wasn't, once again, I was not the best flex support, but I was holding my own. Good in-game leader, yeah.
Going to come through eventually, and the Gladiators still have control at this point.
Custa has no recall, yet he's still just trying to put the damage.
Average for the best player, yeah, that's it, right? Like as I said, like calling me a mediocre out player is like still a pretty good thing. At least I wasn't a bad out player, you know. There are some people who are like their careers are remembered as a bad out player, you know, and that sucks for them. You know, I feel for those people because they either had a bad career or something didn't go well for them and stuff. Alright, so Jinmu goes over to the Genji because the Pharah's not working. I feel like the Shu Baptiste like helps them so much with the Jinmu Pharah.
This is a really greedy backline. It doesn't peel for itself very nicely. So if Leave and Jinmu can
stage 1 was none. Yeah, I won stage 1. Like as I said, I won a tournament better than most people, right? Like not many people get to win in their tournaments unless you're the San Francisco Shock. Oh wow, that could have been so much bigger. They got the trance out. This was like one of the nicest things about having Shu skewed on their lineup for the Gladiators is that they could play Bat Brig or Brig Zen at the drop of a hat while also being able to play double flex support. And I think that was such a big boon for them in this Countdown Cup.
Of course, the Chengdu Hunters going to be playing aggressively into this one. They're going to be trying to get as many stagger kills as possible.
So we were talking about this because obviously we're getting close to the season, so I want to hit on this. It'll be interesting to see what Jinmu plays for the Chengdu Hunters because the Prit is no longer at the Chengdu Hunters, and Jinmu like. Pharah doesn't seem very good in OWL, and Doomfist is now a tank. Like, are we going to see a lot of Jinmu Genji? Jinmu's Genji is really good, but, like, I don't really know what else he can play. He could probably play Soldier if we're real as well, though.
Oh, especially with Kevster in this back position right
Brig was banned? No, Brig wasn't banned. Lucio was banned for the Countdown Cup. Unless Liquipedia lied to me. So that's why we're not seeing Brawl play it at all. At least I didn't miss a handshake. Oh my god. Seagull in shambles. Dude, this fight's crazy.
Jinmu's going to be falling here, but now Kevster's got a large task ahead of him to try and win this one.
Oh! Oh, we got Leave. Chengdu are going to do it though. Dude, Chengdu were just impossible to prepare for. Like, how do you prepare for the Chengdu Hunters ever? Right? Like, their team is just so crazy. One sec, let me move my camera.
great decision making by Chengdu. And
These are the best match of the season. No, there was a couple of really good matches. Like with the two we already watched, the May Melee and the June Joust finals were really good. Like this was a good match. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was the best. Maybe I'm misremembering. Like maybe I'll change my mind by the end of this match. But I'm pretty sure I like the Dallas Shanghai matches more. Except the Chengdu. I like the Chengdu zone. I was so disappointed when we went into the playoffs and Chengdu didn't play Farah Mercy. Like, I wanted to see them go down playing what they're good at. But instead, they kind of like chickened out, or I assume it wasn't working in scrims, and they played like somewhat conventional and they just got rolled. Like, they didn't win a map in the playoffs, right?
Now we see the wrecking ball in play for both of these teams.
I don't think they won a map in playoffs, which is kind of sad for a team that had like, this was by far the best season that Chengdu Hunters ever had. They were really good in 2021.
Over the course of the season, been making pretty drastic improvements towards it. You can see Garga's trying to set something up. There's the power drive.
Good slam.
So he's surviving for just but a moment. The adaptive shield's over.
He stood there shooting for way too long. Oh, Lei Young, though. So I'm really disappointed Late Young retired. Like, Late Young had such a good year. I was so negative on Late Young going into the season, but he ended up being so good. But he ended up going on to retire, so. I think Hunters took shock to bat 5. I don't think so.
Gaga has so many first picks. Gaga's feeding, whatever. He sets up his team there for that success. Comes in with the early pile drive.
That doesn't sound right. I thought Hunters went 0-3 and 0-3. They did? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That just shows how what I'm remembering. I thought they got 0-3 and 0-3.
The back line again, the focus on Shu and Skew.
They beat the rain in the playoffs?
Can't get out of there. Beautiful play by Jinmu with that neutral.
Did I black out? What happened?
When the pulse bomb's going to be committed into
I thought
it is getting a bit dicey. The Gladiators in close quarters, they got a lot of damage that they can output. Late Young gets taken out.
3-2 Atlanta. Oh.
When he was demeched.
I'm off the goop then. I can't remember. Actually, let me move my camera so I'm not blocking their cameras. I don't know. I thought they got 3-0, 3-0. I remember being upset that they didn't have a good playoffs.
As it stands, Gladiators finding it difficult as well.
But now I don't know what to believe anymore, and everything I thought I knew was a lie.
The only bad part about that is Late Young no longer has the charge.
Why is Bertrand on Soldier here? Soldier's a really good character for if you're going to play this like Soldier's Tracer, because it's like you can just run around and you're very self-sufficient. Gives you a lot of freedom. If you don't want to play the Sombra, like, I don't know why you'd play Soldier over Sombra. Like, Soldier can get onto the high ground, but I think against the Wrecking Ball, you'd rather have a Sombra, but I don't know, might just be comfort.
Started playing around it. There's the grab into the back line, and there's really nothing to stop it. Shudo, that's a Transcendence going to be used. He had that saved. There's a lot of heals going their way. Birdering the tactical visor, really.
Custa remembers Apex matches better than Stage 4 2021. Honestly, the last like 2 years have all blended together, so I could be thinking of something else. What is? Look at his Muse face after that play. Look at Muse's face.
This is their team fight to win.
That entire team
You good, Muse?
fight was won by Skewed. The peel for Shu is what wins them that. Chengdu use their EMP, try and go aggressive. They got Jinmu and
Justice didn't win a map in playoffs? Yeah. I can't remember.
And that gives them double support ultimates to win the fight. Great play there from the back.
I'm actually very curious. Sorry, we need to pause this. I'm curious. I got to look at the playoffs. They got 3-0'd by Dallas. Maybe it was because they got 3-0'd by Dallas and they lost to the Shock, and I don't think they played Farah in either of those matches. But I definitely thought they got 3-0'd, 3-0'd, and that was it. I don't know. As I said, I'm off the goop. All right, sorry guys. It's a big ass cup of coffee. There's not that much coffee in it. But I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls in a minute. No talk to Muse. He's angry. Yeah, and like, so this is why, like, I say you gotta leave it with an asterisk of like this win for the Gladiators. Like, you can't take it away from them. They still beat Chengdu and they still beat everyone else. But like, if you tried to play this Briggs Zen ball comp against Shanghai, you just lost. Was there anyone who ever won multiple maps against the Shanghai Dragons playing this mirror comps? I don't think there is, right? Like, I think Shanghai just were better than everyone else at this composition. Glads and Scrims, we did hear that in going into the playoffs, the only team that Shanghai Dragons were afraid of were the Gladiators in the mirror comp. So that's a good shout.
That is going to be a game changer.
Kevster always looks like he hit a fat bowl before the match. Maybe he did hit a fat bowl before the match. You don't know.
Will have so much sustain available to them. That could really tip the tide of the fight.
Maybe that's the secret to success. That's why I was a mediocre OWL player, is I wasn't hitting the bowls. Damn, dude. Adderall outdated. Weed is my new best friend. Maybe it could be like my 3-drink power spike. Oh, Skew just jumped onto that like an egg. Maybe that could be my 3-drink power spike. It could be like your 1-cone power spike. I don't know. Demonetize.
But they don't have a big ultimate like the EMP to come in through. Skewed actually used his rally in the middle of that fight, but Shu died anyway.
I remember asking Kevster some extremely emotional questions. Like, I'm not sure how to play, and that's it, right? Like Kevster is absolutely the definition of one of those people. Like, he doesn't want clout, he doesn't want fame, he doesn't want to be popular on stream. This dude just wants to play Overwatch and frag. Like, those are the people you need to fear.
Muse hacked up and gone down. Jinmu has really just been the MVP of this round. A lot of the neutral hacks he's coming out. He's still holding.
Jinmu Sombra is actually low-key underrated as well. We always talk about Fitz and Lip, but like Jinmu's actually really solid at the Sombra.
Garga's just bashing around various targets. That is going to be just a monstrous performance from him alongside his DPS duo, and they are going to be able to close out that map. A pretty tremendous performance there.
Damn, Chengdu kind of bodying the Gladiators in the first map. I don't remember how this match goes completely, so oh my god. I'm so looking forward to being in a studio. I forgot, dude. For context of how we got this stuff, when we had the green screen, literally me and Johnny spent like 2 hours recording these. They just gave us a massive number of props and then we just recorded these in front of a green screen. Because we never got to go to Hawaii, me and Johnny.
A lot of repeated maps from last time.
Wait until you see the wind one. The wind one was crazy. Because they bought us a fan. Like, literally... This is the fan. They bought me this fan just so we could do that wind segment. Just so we could do the wind segment, they bought me a fan.
And they also on defense of Anubis B.
We just cranked that shit up and then did the wind segment.
Should stick to Gaga and Winston for the entirety of this map as far as
we went to Hawaii for the playoffs, yeah. We did go to the Hawaii for the playoffs. Free fan, hey, it works like a charm. Actually, I'm gonna turn that fan on. Really blew the budget on that one. Not happy with that one. There's a skydiving one. Yeah, that was just acting. That was just pure A-grade acting. All right, so Chengdu, we're going to go Winston Anna. Nanoblade? Are they going to go to the Bull Zen? Okay. Interesting why they like the Bull Zen against the Sombra. Like, why did...
I said that their best chances would be to stick.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this ball switch. Like, I don't know why they like the Bull Zen against the Sombra Winston Anna. I'd love to know what their thought process was behind this. They get full held? Oh, well, there you go. That would not surprise me. I feel like the Winston and like having the Nanoblade is like a good win condition. I find it really hard to get space for the ball to get in, especially against the Sombra. I could understand it more if they weren't playing against the Sombra. But playing against the Sombra, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Honestly, team fight, because look at the ultimates being generated now. Their composition revolves a lot around the cycling of the Nano Boost and the Primal Rage and the EMPs as well. That early lead is going to get
Gaga more comfortable on ball? Yeah, maybe, but like, doesn't mean it's not bad. It doesn't mean it's good.
Shu almost has a nano. And what can Monkey Evil do against a Nano Boost? Nothing really.
Is Muse dead? She's about to get nano though.
Muse with the Discord though, he must stay alive here. Gets bashed as well and Shu saves him.
Birdwing's just trying to make it happen as one to the back. That's an Nano Boost apply.
Oh, Yveltal goes down.
Discord orb is on him. Eventually it's going to fade away, but he's already built up this Primal Rage and got
Birdwing's cam, yeah, dude. Birdwing just like panicked. I saw myself in there where you like panic when something goes wrong. Yo, happy birthday, Lil Took. I can't really help you with your Twitch channel. I'm sorry.
by the Harmony Orb. It's slow going, obviously. Evil doesn't want to expend all of the armor packs they have available.
It felt like this season Chengdu would have gotten away with from Jinwoo's chaos, and now they have to deal with it every map. Yeah. Oh, that was not a great EMP. Actually, it hit more people than I thought. It hit Monk, right, which is the big one. That is an enormous counter EP by Jinwoo. But it's just like this, they're in such a bad spot, you know? Like, even though they hit 6 people, the Gladiators have such a defensible spot. They've lost the Zen, so they don't have the Transcendence. Skewed had the rally going for the EMP, like... It was a good EMP by Jinwoo, though. But, like, the big problem for Chengdu here is that they've used Mines, Rally, Diva Bomb, and the EMP in that fight. So if they lose this fight, they're in trouble. And, like, Glads have so many ults to re-engage this fight. That was a smart disengage by the Gladiators. And that was one of the big things that I think was a big turning point for the LA Gladiators, is it felt like they were playing smart, you know? And it felt like they were regrouping and they were making the right decisions, etc, etc. It felt like Glads have always had talent, but they're always just papeged out. When it came to the crucial moments, they just papeged out. But the thing I really liked about the Countdown Cup is they played it smart, they adapted where they needed to, and they just like popped off.
Muse will eventually pay with his life, but they pushed them away. The Chengdu Hunters not going to be getting away with the full completion on checkpoint A. 88.4% is all they're going to be getting here. And back to the drawing board as well.
This looks like it's going to be done. Birdring has EMP just to shut this one out. Shut the door in Chengdu's face. Eviltoll's going to be a while away from the rally. If they go for something aggressive here...
Scooter, Huxel for best brig in Overwatch 1. They played at very different times. Monk goes down? How does Monk die? Does he get one clip? Monk is healthy. Monk is healthy. Yeah, he just gets rolled by Kevster. He must have turned his back to him. I like Huxel was the best Goats brig, I think. And I think you can say Scooter's probably the best brig from 2021. They were both good for their times, but they played a very different brig.
I don't know if anyone's going to be able to touch either, Josh. You see Gaga is behind them, but he is being marked by space currently.
Lee Jae-gon was still better than Skewed. My disagreement about Lee Jae-gon being better than Skewed is it's a lot easier to look good as a brig player when your teammates are just fucking bonkers and your team wins every game. Where I think Skewed is having to work a harder uphill battle because the Gladiators were a worse team. Like, under that guys, then everyone on that Shanghai Dragons team was the best at their individual roles and stuff like that. You need to take into account the teams that they're playing on and the value that they're getting. It's one of the big reasons I voted for Leave over Lip for MVP. Because Leave did a lot more while playing as a DPS duo with Jinwoo, right? He wasn't getting as many resources. They were putting a lot on Jinwoo, and Leave popped off on so many heroes doing so many different things. Lip just did his job for the team. And obviously he's incredible. You can definitely make an argument for Lip, but I respect what Leave did more than I think what Lip did, if that makes sense. Or I think Leave was more valuable, which is the role. Glad's had crazy individual talent, yeah, but their team was nowhere near as successful, right? The EMP was just too late. And the rally was up.
Tragedy for Chengdu when it looked like that fight may have just been winnable for them. Having said that, the Gladiators had double support ult, and frankly, the map was lost way earlier.
Brig came out sooner. Custa could have been pro 2 more seasons. I think I would have been a good brig, but yeah.
Their domination in the lower
I miss Birdring, man. We haven't even seen him yet without him missing, but yeah. Hey, best of luck to him, you know? Like, I respect people who want to retire and they want to go do different things with their lives. You know, Jexay did the same thing. Like, Birdring's been gaming since 2016, remember, right? Like, he was playing when I was playing. Like, it's hard to keep it going for such a long form of time and the game keep evolving. The fact that Birdring was able to have such an incredible season for the Gladiators, dude, that's massive respect. Because that's hard to do. It's hard to stay at that high level. He had some really big downs where he could have retired or he could have stopped. But he brought himself back. He grinded back up and he proved that he was, you know, he is one of the greatest players of all time of Overwatch 1. So I give massive props to him. And he retired on a high. Like, I respect people who retire on a high and retire, you know, you don't have to ruin your career before you retire, right? Some people want to play until they won't be signed anymore, right? But he wanted to go out on his own terms.
In terms of how this series could potentially start to go now. Gladiators now with the task of just closing it out. 88.4%. That's all they have to get.
You understand that? He didn't play making big plays. Yeah, Moth's also a legend, right? Like I had a lot of respect for Moth as a main support player. BQB, yeah, BQB retired on a low, right? Like BQB potentially could have joined another team and had a great season, but he retired on a low. And obviously that's not his fault. Like he didn't know that Florida was going to have a bad season, but I feel like that always tarnishes your legacy a little bit, right? Like I think if BQB, like think about it, if BQB had retired last year after the 2020 season and he had a banger season with the Florida Mayhem and people were like, oh shit, BQB's the real deal, then I think people would remember him better. But because of how bad the 2021 season, people are going to not remember him as well, right? And that's the unfortunate reality of how things work. People generally have massive recency bias towards the end of your career. I think the opposite end of the spectrum as well is Moomer. Like, I think a lot of people like to flame Moomer and say he was one of the worst main tanks in the league. It's just not true. Moomer was really good in 2018. Moomer was really good in 2017. Like, he is a good main tank, but people just remember his 2019 performances, and that's what they hold him, the standard they hold him to. And I feel bad for the guy because he was a good main tank.
Overwhelming advantage early on. They can also use that distraction to try and then get their back line up towards the top right. And they're not really in danger here. They're just doing these soft little pokes in to take some damage. And look, Shu's already 30% ahead of me. 30% ahead. Good whip shot, though.
Yeah, that pushes Muse completely back, and Custa doesn't have recall anymore. You can see that they're applying a lot of pressure. It's quite dangerous for them. Shu trying to hit the...
Lee J gun on Brig is almost perfect, though. I think Skew's tempo on Brig is overrated by the community. Yeah, like, yeah, like, that is an absolutely fair assessment. Like, you can... Brig is very hard to see exactly how the value you get is, especially because a lot of it is based around your teammates. Like, I'm not saying Lee J Gun's a bad Brig. You can definitely make cases that Lee J Gun is a better Brig than Skewed. It's literally all public perception, right? And, like, what you think. But there is no wrong answer. They're both great Brigs. Yeah, this felt way too easy for the LA Gladiators. Like they literally just did like this is why I question why the Chengdu Hunters. Let's go back real quick. Like this is why the Winston is better because you can get the space, you can play around the nano, and then all you need is get a little bit of space, a little bit of control, and then all of a sudden, right, they get the control, they get the nano, and then they just go, right? Like, and then once they get the nano Winston, all of a sudden, that gives you the space. The Wrecking Ball doesn't give you that. And the Sombra, like, he gets hacked. It's not the worst thing in the world for a Winston to get hacked, right? So I feel like that was a very weird choice by the Chengdu Hunters to switch off of the Winston Ana and go to the Wrecking Ball. Obviously, it didn't work for them. There's probably a reason, and they'd probably be able to justify it to you, but looking from the outside in, it wasn't good.
Right now, it doesn't look likely.
Leave with a pulse.
Leave half HP. Has the pulse bomb. He has to just try and touch and commit onto the point.
Yeah. Why am I expecting Winston? It's like, why aren't they right clicking as the Winston? We've been changed.
Unable to build up the primal rage. And that's an easy capture for the Gladiators. What a way to answer back from that initial map one. You can.
This is the fan, by the way. This is the moment. Look at this acting. This is why we get paid the big bucks, chat. If anyone ever asks you, man, why do they keep Johnny and Custa around? It's literally just this video. Especially because the only way we can see each other is by looking at our screens. And there's a delay, so that's why I'm thumbs upping Johnny, and it's just fucking... I thought you guys would be back in the studio if Dad Lenda was a truck. Yeah, but like it's a studio truck, right? The truck is built to be a studio. I haven't seen the truck yet. I haven't seen the studio, but like, what is the difference between a studio being in a room and being in a truck to you guys? Like, what? Like, does that matter to you guys? Obviously, it matters to me. But I feel like some people are like upset that it's not an actual studio. It's like, what does it change for you? AC, it'll have AC. A room is bigger? Well, I can tell you what, almost every studio I've been isn't that big. Like, obviously, it'd be better if we were in the Burbank Arena and that kind of stuff. But I feel like the truck's gonna be fine, guys. It'll be cool. It'll be cool.
Genji with a Winston, so might get to see a bit of
Lick the glass, dude. Yeah, just rub your face on the thing. Yeah, like I've seen some people who are like, oh man, they're doing it out of a truck. It's gonna be so bad. It's like, it literally does not change the viewing experience at all. And you guys are probably not gonna notice it. Would you like to go back to our 2020 studio with the world's shittest professional green screen? Is that what you guys want to go back to? Because that shit was awful. Like, the studio was cool, but the green screen sucked. All people complained about that season was how bad the green screen was at that scenario. I think it's really cool to be able to have the Blizzard statue in the background as well. Like, it's gonna be really cool to have like that and have people walk around in the background and stuff like that. So I'm excited. You know, maybe I'm just on that hard hopium, and I'm just super optimistic. But I'm excited. It's gonna be an awesome year. Raccoons, thank you for the fresh sub.
When the Gladiators have come into this, not.
All right, so what do we got? Chengdu's going silly again. They're playing the Pharah Mercy defense. We got Nisha coming in to play the Mercy. I had a big problem with Chengdu Hunter's season throughout the season of like, they seemed, I don't really understand why they switched Nisha and Yveltal. And obviously, I understand the intricacies of Nisha's better at Brig, Yveltal's better at Mercy. Whenever they want to play Mercy, they play Yveltal. And whenever they think they want to play Brig, they play Nisha. But it's like, well, they're going to play Pharah on this map. Why are they playing Nisha? When the last map that we just played, which was Temple of Anubis, they were probably never going to play Mercy. So why did Yveltal play? Right? Like, I don't really understand the logic there. Like, I understand why some people say that, but I don't think that was ever executed to that degree, right? Like, I don't think they ever showed that. Like, well, I don't know why Fireway and Monk were going. Obviously, in the playoffs, it made sense because Yveltal was having that, like, PR problems where the coach is saying he wasn't trying. Yveltal was better than Nisha except for Lucio. Yeah, but I kind of like Nisha more.
In the middle of that, just Birdring finding him.
Birdring must have got a big hack.
What a huge pick. That opens the door completely.
Yeah, I mean, they've got really nothing to disrupt this now.
Host notifications broken? They are broken. Yo, Seeker, thank you very much for the host. What's up, people? For some reason, hosting doesn't give me notifications anymore. I think I get it for raids, but not hosts. Much love. GG's, you dominated the jaws in that game. It was fun. We're going back and watching the Countdown Cup of the LA Gladiators versus Chengdu Hunters. So, we're gaming. At least watching gaming. Didn't even notice it in chat, yeah. It's weird. I don't know what Twitch is doing with the hosts and stuff like that. They had to commit nano and EMP to that, so it's not the worst thing for Chengdu, but that was definitely not great. Like, Gaga can't get caught on ball like that.
Because Chengdu are then having to play retake back in. And Leave pops his EMP at the very end there, just forces one out of Birdring. So
are you happy with the defensive Sombra? Yeah. Like, I don't hate the defensive Sombra. What, you mean offensive Sombra?
This is pretty interesting, actually.
Oh, like, because Leave was Leave Sombra on first?
But now he's going on the point.
Yeah, I guess Leave was Sombra on first. I don't hate the offense. Oh shit. Sorry, let me go back. I don't hate the defensive Sombra. I think Sombra can get a good amount of value here because she can just hack whoever jumps in. Like, what else would you play? Like, you can play a Tracer, but Tracer gets kind of rolled by Brigana. Like, it can be pretty hard to get value as the Tracer because you can never get behind. So, I think just playing the Sombra and just hacking the tanks that try and take space is not the worst thing in the world. Switches to the Cassidy. I do not like the Cassidy. I do not like the Cassidy at all. I'd rather see him go to Tracer at this point. He can at least move around the map and can try and control space. Well, I think as Cassidy, he makes himself a target. Ooh. Like, they can just nano... Oh, that's not good. I was going to say they can just nano muse onto them. Oh, the barrage did not work.
Look at him ducking his head, trying to get away from it. Can't get away from the headshot, though, from Leave.
Yeah, Leave just hunted him down in the end. That's a good pick.
What would the Cass even do? The Cass can do damage, but I feel like you're just... The Cassidy as the counter dive only works if the dive is poorly coordinated. If the dive is coordinated, you'll never get the opportunity to shoot and kill the people and get a good flash and get that kind of stuff. Like, if they execute it well, the Nano just gets Winston on top of you, your flash gets Matrix, the Tracer shoots you in the ass and you die, right? Like, I just don't love it.
If he doesn't and he gets killed by the Primal, or even, you know, gets juggled into a poor
Cass just killed Winston. Bronze chat not understanding 500 IQ Chengdu strats. So Chengdu popping off. That's what I get for doubting the MVP leave. Like, Cassidy's not an awful pick. I just think Tracer's better. Oh, how is he not dead? That is so sad. I am so sad for Kevster. That was everything that is wrong with Cassidy, and then he gets away with it. Maybe Leave is a million IQ, and he just gets it. Great support. Yeah, well, he was purple. Like, he kind of did it himself with the flash. Oh, yeah, now you're in trouble, right? Like, they just nano the Winston into you. Like, what do you do here if you're... Shinmu, I guess, goes for a nano barrage. Dude, how is he not dead? Bro, I can't... That is like the shit that doesn't happen in Overwatch 2, which I'm kind of excited about, right? Like, look at how much support they can give a Pharah barrage with like the D.Va and then the main tanks and just all that kind of shit. I feel like we haven't seen that as much. Maybe it will when we play like the competitive style, but just the amount of protection that two tanks provide sometimes just felt so weird.
Going to be able to cap up checkpoint B, now moving forwards into checkpoint C with about 4 minutes on the clock is what they're going to be having to work with.
So that's not a bad defense by Chengdu, honestly. Like, how they took like 3 minutes off the point, and they just got Gladiators to deploy every single one of their ultimates. So Glads have to wait for another ultimate cycle. So it's not bad. They don't really have any ults though. Jimmy switches off off Pharah because this is the worst Pharah point. Because there's just trees blocking everything, and the skybox is kind of awkward. So they're gonna go Hanzo Sombra. But they don't really have ultimates as well, so this is actually not too bad for the Gladiators. Honestly, they probably just play somewhat slow, try and get a soft dive, and then use their ultimates. Oh! The anti-synergy, the classic.
Mountain goats, they're scaling the cliffs. You pushed them right up against the wall. They weren't going to be falling down into the pulse.
Like mountain goats. Okay, Josh.
Miscoordination.
It's a good shout.
Still got 2 pickoffs now onto the Chengdu Hunters. Because Chengdu, again, when they made those wholesale...
Xayah Bubble Reaper is so good in Overwatch 2. It used to be way better. In the alpha, everyone was playing Xayah Reaper at the beginning of the alpha, before Xayah bug got fixed and before they nerf Reaper. It was like the meta of like Lucio Reaper Xayah, and you just walk at people.
Yeah, jumping in. Doesn't have a sleep for another second. Shubash is used, and Leaf's going to try his best to turn it around, but look at that.
Oh, Muse can't die here. Dude, how is Muse not dead? Wow, good play by Muse. I thought Muse was gonna die way faster than that. That was good awareness by Muse. Kevster does a little tomfoolery. Kevster be like that. Other Custas are Pharah Savant because he spends so much time pocketing agilities. Dude, that was my go-to strategy. People are like, man, Custa was so smart on the Valiant. Literally, my strategy was, is what we're doing working? No? We should go Pharah Mercy. Literally, if you watch Valiant games from 2018, as soon as we couldn't do whatever we wanted, we just went Pharah Mercy. Fuck it, go Pharah Mercy, see how it works. And it worked.
Gladiators a month ago would not be in the same position that they are now, looking so confident playing this game currently. I think that they have made drastic improvements over the course of the season.
Skip the best part. Wait, what happened? Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about this. Kevster do a little bit of trolling here, chat. It's actually crazy that the spectators got this. Kevster drops the sim TP. Oh, take TP out of spawn, take TP.
Plan at the beginning of the round, but after that, it was a speed run.
Got him, dude. That's the oldest trick in the book.
I don't really know what just happened there. Kevster put the teleporter over the edge and Shu just took it and ran off. Thinking it was going straight to the other side. And it's just going straight off the map. Just a little bit.
Oh, God.
In the grand finals of the Countdown Cup.
I don't know what Chengdu thought. They probably just thought he jumped off.
Gladiators, I think just their mental coming into this as well. Despite losing that early map. Gladiators a month ago would not be in the same position that they are now, looking so confident playing this game currently. I think that they have made drastic...
They hadn't changed it yet, yeah.
And at the right time for it as well, when we're nearing the playoffs, the overall play...
We probably made the match a little bit of fun here and there, never had it. Whoa, they are diving early. Excuse me? Oh, no. Okay, sorry. For some reason, I thought it was the other way around. Okay, that's not as crazy for Chengdu. I thought the Gladiators were holding close. I'm like, that's a little ambitious. But if they're going to play the Pharah Mercy Genji, like, literally, you're just trying to break the tempo every time. Wait. I was right. What the fuck, Gladiators? What are you doing?
And at the right time for it as well. When we're nearing the playoffs, the overall
That seems like I hate this play.
Gladiators. You can see, look at this now.
That was a blind spawn camp. They had no idea what to expect. As soon as they're playing Pharah Mercy, the only person you can isolate is the Ana, and they did that, but you're gonna lose too many people for it. The Pharah Mercy has too many opportunities to just get 2 good rockets, and they just lose. Like, that seems like such a gamble strategy. Like, the risk to reward is just wrong, right? If it works, the Gladiators get like 50% ult charge, haha, we did it, they saved 30 seconds. But the cost of losing it like they is they probably just lose the first point for free. They've done a good job of re-engaging this, honestly, though. But Chengdu has space as the Pharah Mercy comp, which is not great for them. Like, the first point is so holdable in Nabani. Is it really worth giving up all your best positionings?
Put in a bit of damage that can be followed up upon. He's going to do it himself. Shu eventually taken out, and now he's going for skewed. The backline.
Are they going to hold this, though? That's crazy. I still don't like the strategy. Even though it's going to work, I don't think that was good. It's like, it makes sense theoretically, as you said, and like, but it just ain't worth it. You're better off just having the defensive setups. What role does Genji play here? The Genji's gonna get the Nano, and they're gonna play for the Nano Blade. In general, I don't hate it because Numbani, like, if it was any other map, I would hate it. But on Numbani first point, you really need big ultimates to cap the point because it's just really hard to take space. So having that Nano Blade as that sort of insurance card. Like, he could play Tracer and he could probably get more passive value. Oh my god, that Ana's live. He could probably get more passive value, but I think having that blade is a nice potential thing.
They slept Bird Ring and Kevster came to peel for it. So that barrage was intended for the Sombra as well. And now Leave just gets this free blade.
Yeah, the blade comes through. That's a nice little hack though. Leave actually can't move anywhere.
I feel like DP really overrated the value of going aggro in 2021. Glads are probably the most aggro team, but sometimes it wouldn't work out. But you need to remember that might not always be the that's not a head coach role, and I think that's a weird thing that a lot of the Overwatch community does is they blame the head coach for that kind of style. That could easily be a player thing, and I'm excited to see what the difference between the Gladiators of last year is going to be to the Gladiators of this year, and like how they like to play, because they could stay aggressive. Like, that could absolutely just be like a Muse thing or a Shu thing, right? Or a Space thing. Like, that could be the way that they like to play the game rather than a head coach thing, because that can very much be a player thing. So I don't think you can put that on DP, but it'll be interesting to see if that is a thing that, like, you could say that if this season the Gladiators are a lot more defensive. So we'll see. Oh, Skewed gets flattened on the rally. That is so bad for Gladiators. Like, think about the tempo shift of that. They lose the fight and they lose the rally. Like, that's so bad. They lose second point for almost free now. Because I don't know how they re-engage this. He's talking about it on stream? Oh, really? Interesting. I guess DP is one of the few coaches that you can actively talk about because he's one of the only coaches that do public, like, I guess, talks about his team and stuff like that.
Obviously, not going to have any charge for this team fight, but maybe just anticipate they're going to need a bit of peel in this next one.
Yeah, or possibly actually just bubble onto Gaga so we can try and build up the ultimate. They don't have a nano to keep them alive. The bubble will do a pretty good job of it. It's a good read for the Gladiators. You can see immediately they've just jumped straight onto the backline.
Skew gets Gaga. Dude, are Chengdu going to lose this fight again? They better not lose with this rally now. They've committed the rally. She can just nano Muse though at some point. Ooh, that was a nice sleep by Monk though. I'm actually excited they kept Monk instead of Farway. If they were going to choose one, I want them to keep Monk. Monk's kind of nuts. And DP had a good, yeah, like, I think DP was a great coach last year. I think he's done a great job of building the Gladiators. Obviously gets a lot of shit for some of, like, his previous results, but I think DP did well with the team. And, you know, I remember talking to Space about, like, DP and, like, about the Gladiators, and he said, yeah, no, he likes DP. And I respect Space's, like, opinion. And I respect what Space says about a coach, and Space says, yeah, he liked DP. And he said, like, he has some things that he likes and some things he doesn't like, but overall, he's a good coach, right? Like, can't be upset about that.
Halt this momentum from Chengdu.
A lot of ults for them. Kevster. Okay. Taking a bit of damage.
Alright, big pulse bomb by Kevster.
This pulse bomb, maybe trying to sync something up, and yet they are. The hack comes out. That's a bubble actually from Late Young.
Oh! Yeah, he still gets Nisha with the bomb.
The backline is just really really under.
Yeah, Chengdu is struggling to keep that backline alive right now, while the Gladiators are doing a really good job of just like holding.
But was just using it to basically try and at least get maybe a capture. Only 1.42 meters between that and checkpoint B, but it's another team play win here for the Gladiators. And the ultimate's online for them means it's looking like, honestly, if they cycle this correctly and just play the flow chart of it, Josh, might just be holding them in the streets.
They should do. This should be Gladiators map right now, and they go up 2-1. Chengdu used their nano, they used the primal.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'm a Glads fan this year. I'm cheering on the Glads. I want Glads to win. I like the coaches, obviously Hunter and Face. I'm a big fan of Space. I just really like the roster. So I think the team I'm cheering for is the Gladiators. Let's go Gladiators. Gladiators, dun dun, Gladiators. Oh, okay, free pulse bomb. I don't love that pulse bomb because he has Diva bomb. I guess he was hoping that he got it before the hack wore off, but it kind of becomes a nothing pulse bomb because Space was already low. Dude, Gladiator's gonna hold second point. It's very rare you see a second. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, that was bad by Monk. Monk should have either ran or, yeah, Monk should have either ran or waited for someone else to come. That was like the worst decision of the three.
And now what can the Hunters do? They pop their rally, they jump Gaga in, but is there anything else?
I guess he missed. Yeah, I guess you're right. Did he miss the left click? Oh yeah, I guess Kev's has 76 HP. Does he just miss the hip fire? He misses the hip fire. Oh, that's actually so bad. He probably would have died anyway to Muse, but yeah, that makes sense.
He thought it was only Kevster chasing him, and Muse comes there. Slam dunk in the alley-oop, and now...
Has Fernand actually been in the league since season 1? No, he's been in the league since season 2. But he obviously didn't get to play last season. Oh, that's just... Oh, they almost got the Sombra. Muse gets isolated. Lei Youngers. Did they solo grab Muse? Is that what I just witnessed? Shoes that. Oh, I was about to say that rally is enormous, but Leave sticks the rally. That's such a big play by Leave. I actually love the Brig rally Tracer Pulse Bomb interaction. Like, it's just such a cool head-to-head, right? Of like, when you pop rally as Brig, the Tracer's gonna hunt you and try and stick you, right? Because it's a one-shot. I think it's just such a cool little thing. Because it's hard to, like, obviously it sucks that you could lose your entire rally to a pulse bomb, but like, it's hard to hit as a Tracer, and it's risky to hit as a Brig, against a Brig, so I like it.
Again though, Birdring's so close to this EMP. It's always an uphill battle for Chengdu.
Yeah, Gaga's gonna have to do something magical here.
Oh, Kevster.
But it matters not when Kevster gets a two-piece with a pulse bomb.
That's a big fight win. That fight only cost him a pulse bomb.
Just wasted at this point as well, considering the spawn advantage for the Gladiators and get back into the fight much more quickly.
How's that cool? Sucks ass as a Brig? Well, you know what sucks ass? Playing against the rally.
What's going through the
Like, there needs to be counterplay to ultimates and stuff like that. That's how things should exist. Like, there should be counterplay, there should be things. And Tracer Pulse Bomb is very difficult to hit, right? Like, very difficult to hit. I don't know about you guys, but I miss 100% of the pulse bombs I aim at Brig. So I respect it. Tracers were able to do it, pull it off, and the Brig can stop it. It's not like the Brig can't do anything about it, right?
That would be best case scenario as well.
Like, you can block the pulse bomb if you're aware of it and you watch for it. You can... Oh, is Kevster dead? Good play by Leave, hunted him down. Like, there's counterplay, right?
I mean, the tracking, it's like almost every single bullet that he fires out lands onto the head of the opposition, and Kevster...
Oh, there is no way that didn't stick Shu. Leave is robbed. What the fuck? That like perfectly flew over the hunched shoulder of Shu. Yeah, that's a map to Gladiators. Gladiators were definitely better on Numbani. Honestly, I feel like Gladiators just die better with this Winston comp. Like, the fact that they were able to originally hold that first point after going for that botched spawn camp play is sort of like testament to that.
Difference maker in terms of the momentum of the series. The Gladiators just won.
Me, what do I do with my hands? They're a fucking bunch of idiots, dude. This is why they pay us the big bucks. Oh, God.
All the players, and I think just the Winston.
Much value out of these
All right, let's go. Moving along.
in the playoffs.
Was skydiving scary? No, it was okay.
Just a quick
I like to stay grounded when I go skydiving.
The Chengdu Hunters over the whole season sit at about a 50% team fight win rate. When Faraway is subbed in,
Woo! Got him. So Amon comes in, Faraway comes in. So it seems like Faraway comes in to play Diana.
a niche pick,
Maybe. Amon comes in to play the Wrecking Ball.
significantly.
So they're gonna play the Pharah. I think it's because they think they can play Pharah everywhere. Gladiators don't really want to adopt the Wrecking Ball style. They'd rather play the Winston with the Muse. So
See what they can do. Gladiators are just trying to set themselves up for a dive. They're going to try and push the cart as much as they possibly can.
Pharah's so bad. I think Pharah's okay on the first point. After that, I don't like it. Second point, I think it's a little too open. You can make it work, and third point, obviously, is not a good Pharah point. So we'll see what they play with. I also don't really like Wrecking Ball on the third point of this map. And I actually don't really like Wrecking Ball on the first point of this map either. Pretty good on the second point, but yeah, I don't love the decision to play the Wrecking Ball Pharah on this map. But hey, you know, they're Chengdu. They know how to take people to the Chengdu zone.
Tracked out of the sky. Some stagger kills onto leave means that Gladiators are probably just going to sail this right into check.
Like, I don't like Pharah on defense either. Like, I like the Pharah on attack, but on defense, I feel like it's very hard to control space, especially against a Tracer Sombra comp, right?
Leave died so late on as well. Doesn't look possible.
Like, they just lose first point for free.
Back off, but then that's really just one team fight taken. Normally, this version of the Hunters plays more aggressively than their normal squad. But when you're playing a
Was it Winston Muse's best tank? It seems like it. Gladiators very rarely like to play ball from what I remember, and they also they weren't a big brawl team, right? Like, I don't think Muse had a great Reinhardt. Like, I think he was fine. I think Winston was by far his best hero. Glad's played, yeah, they played ball, but not like all the time, right? It felt like they prioritized playing the Winston over the ball. Like, it's the same, like Gladiators, Gladiators weren't like Chengdu where they refused to play things. Or they just didn't play things, they played their strengths. I think they just preferred to play the Winston style. Yeah, D-Bay said Ryan was his worst and Mike was his best. That's essentially what I took from the season as well. His Ryan was serviceable. Like, I don't think his Ryan was bad. They could play brawl, but I think they avoided playing. I think they avoided playing the ball. No, Sombra. Sombra go brrrr. I don't know why. I think that must have been a misclick. It's also why we never saw him off. Yeah, exactly right.
Gladiators off tank, but he escapes into the welcoming arms of his supports where Shu can continue.
Hey, did they hold?
Yeah, the ult charge now is going to be really.
They said they wouldn't outrun Super or Gator. Yeah, and that's realistic, right? You're not going to beat Shock or Atlanta playing brawl, so just like play to what you're good at. Oh, the flying EMP.
And it does connect. Onto the one target he wants.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Beltel down. Oh my god, Late Young's in Frowny Town. Dude, I'm looking forward to never having to be hacked for like 3 seconds ever again.
Just to try and prevent them from really following up on the damage in the EMP.
I much prefer the new Sombra to the old Sombra. It doesn't feel like I'm getting screwed as much. It feels like when I'm hacked, I just like, oh shit, I need to play safe because I take so much damage. But at least I can control my character. Ooh, dude, I will say, so far, Kevster's and Lee's pulse bombs haven't been great sticks most of the time. Compared to other players in the league at this point, like, I feel like the sticks have not been very consistent so far this match.
A lot of ultimates committed here from the Chengdu Hunters to try and turn this one.
Chengdu looks like they're gonna turn it.
Play from Burdering, setting up his team there with the EMP to try and win out this team fight. Chengdu, they do have a lot of picks though, and they have the closest spawn point, so they're gonna be able to get back into the fight with 6 a little bit faster than the Gladiators will be.
What does our hack do now? Sombra's new hack hacks you for 1 second, so you can't use your abilities for 1 second, which you're like, oh, that's still annoying. It's like, it is very short. You feel like 1 second is a very short period of time, and then you take 30% extra damage for like 8 seconds or something like that, and they can see you through walls. 40 is a 40? Okay. Space gets Jinmu? This is really bad for Gladiators. Gladiators got to get out of this fight. They're just losing the fight slowly. That was clutch by Chengdu though. Is that damage from everyone or from Sombra? So Sombra only does damage increased damage to you. So it's only the Sombra has the 40% increased damage? Alright. Interesting. I guess that'd be pretty broken otherwise. But I guess I never really thought about it that way. I've just always thought everyone. But I guess that makes sense.
Just gonna have to use those mines there. That's a rally gonna be used. Skewed is taken out. Just from the grapple straight up, and Lee's able to follow up on presumably a lot of that.
Another good rally. Good EMP, good rally. Gladiators are stacking up ultimates though. It'd be OP and someone would be a better Zen. Yeah. I guess I just never thought about it like that, but yeah. EMP is just normal hack on everyone. So if you EMP, does everyone take 40% increased damage? If you EMP? Like, does everyone else do that increased damage, or is that still only Sombra? I think. Only from Sombra? Okay, only from the Sombra. Okay, sweet. That's sort of interesting. I never thought about it like that. But that makes sense. That would be a really good ultimate if it wasn't, right? So... And that's kind of one of the reasons that I think Sombra's kit is a little weird with the individual hack. Oh, wait, that you can do when you're invisible, right? It's like, you hack someone when you're invisible, but... Like, when have you ever hacked someone and not want to leave invisibility? Like, is that really valuable? Like, I haven't seen anyone utilize that effectively, right? Like, if I hack someone, I'm generally going to want to leave like, fight them, right? Yeah, walls is really... Yeah, like, the walls is good, but, like, I'm going to want to shoot them.
Gladiators just got way too much value out of bullying.
You can cancel some ults, yeah. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the value of being able to hack while invisible just isn't very good. And any good team is going to shoot you after you try and hack someone anyway. Gets a hack, leaves voice.
But still, they zone away the rest of the hunters and they're actually able to secure the capture. Minute and a half though, and that B defense looks a lot better with the benefit of...
The point of hacking them is they're easy to cook, and that's it, right? Like, why would I hack someone and then not leave cloaking? Like, I just feel like those situations are so few and far between.
Nice little hack there onto Kevster immediately. Look at that, just jumping straight onto him. The fact that Kevster's still alive though.
You're an old man stuck in your ways. Hey, man. You guys say that, but I have yet to see someone successfully play Sombra. For all the people that are like, it's so annoying to hack people and then go invisible. It's so annoying. It's like, well, I haven't seen anyone do that and make it feel like it's a problem. People just hack me and then they run away as invisible and I'm like, damn, that's annoying. And then I just keep playing my game. Like, I don't... people are either trolling me or that kind of stuff. Play against Lip, but like, if I'm playing against Lip and he hacks me, then he's gonna shoot me, right? Like, that's my point of like, what is the value of staying invisible once you hack someone? I won a game on Sombra, mate, so watch your tone. Ooh, big guy Gray over here won a game of Sombra. I'll back down. You're talking to 5% win rate Sombra over here, buddy.
Way that Kevster stayed alive as well is that Birdring used his EMP.
If anything, I would rather the Sombra change be that when you hacked someone, if you got a successful hack, you automatically came out of stealth. But if it wasn't successful, you stay in stealth. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be down for that.
So much more valuable than the Nano, except for the fact that maybe Muse can use it to manage to get up to his primal. This kill on Leave would be amazing.
Sombra feels better than Tracer, yeah, but Tracer just damage just feels bad. Pulse bomb needs to get the brick. Missed. Yeah, Kevster's pulses haven't been that good this game. Maybe I'm just highlighting all the bad ones, but rallies. Oh wow. Skew just fucking murdered Leave. Holy crap. You can start uncloaking and hack at the same time? Can you? I haven't played a lot of Sombra in the beta. Can you like hold down right click and then left click and you'll start uncloaking? Or do you have to start uncloaking and then right click?
The Gladiators getting that full completion here on Route 66.
Shortfall doesn't? Ah, interesting. Okay.
Those final hours when it looks lost. they manage to just generate advantages from
It uncloaks faster, so it doesn't really matter. Interesting.
does he just
Yeah, I haven't really played much Sombra in the beta because I'm an honorable player.
very
I assume.
pivotal engagement.
So that's why I don't really understand the intricacies. But like, my big takeaway is like, not a lot of people play Sombra in the beta as well. But that could easily just be like, no one wants to play Sombra or against the Sombra usually. So
Yeah, I think so. Also, Muse has been doing a great job playing Winston on this map. It's not really a map where you
just watch Shortfall play. Interesting. Yeah, I watch Shortfall here and there,
he's playing
but
into a Discord orb, or at least
I haven't watched him play
the
Sombra.
second half of the map. And people that can punish him, he can get hacked, bullied by the Tracer and the Sombra, stunned by the break. You know, the
so uncloaking doesn't count as an action in a way, right? So you can uncloak and hack at the same time. It's cool.
a really good offense.
I think we're all forgetting the game Oasis. Guys, I want to reiterate about the Oasis game that I won.
It's almost game winning. Because knowing Leave doing Leave things with the pulse bomb in hand, that is...
Yeah.
Mostly partnered with Ryan Anna.
It's probably...
Great.
I'm not going to say it's a guarantee. It's likely that he gets a pick with the pulse bomb. Incredible amount of foresight required for him to be able to just predict where Leave was going and just take him out in that moment.
Custa can't watch or play Sombra, it causes PTSD flashbacks. No, I enjoyed playing Sombra. You remember those times where flex supports had to play Sombra for a bit? That was a good time. I had fun playing that. It felt like I could finally shoot back.
And now, if anything, look at the composition the Gladiators.
Everyone hates Sombra until you're the Sombra player, you know? And then you start hacking people and you're like, you know, this is pretty fun. I feel awful about myself, but at least I'm winning. Unless you're Grey and you're still losing.
Muse's shielding is going to be able to crack. Their players are going to get pressured. Maybe a concussion blast or a roll through that knocks people off the high ground.
Lovely.
And now Chengdu can take space.
That's good work by Eamon. Disjoints them away from the high ground.
Alright, so they're going to play Pharaoh on the attack again. As I said, I actually like Pharaoh on this map. I can see this being a pretty good first couple of points for Chengdu. They also like... But I don't know what Berdering's going to do in this Hanzo. Berdering has to go sicko mode, which, you know, we don't know Berdering and love Berdering. He could go sicko mode, but it's pretty hard as a Hanzo to deal with the Pharaoh Mercy. Oh my god. Ooh! Oh, Scoot. That was a great shot. Oh, and he hit the Tracer. That's... Dude, Leave just does so much work. Like, he literally kills the Brig on his own and is just ruining Kevster's day.
Onto a few of them still. Jinmu is just putting out that constant pressure with the rockets from the high ground, and no one's been dealing with him. All the pressure has been onto Leave. He absorbs it. All the aggression going his way. Still trying to turn this though.
Why does Ariz have a shield and what is his green thing? Don't worry, this is the last time. Oh, space down. This is the last time we'll have to watch some of these wacky things. Dude, I know some people are very skeptical about Overwatch 2. But I'm so excited to watch Overwatch League. I'm so excited to see how the 5v5 affects the game. It looks and feels so much better from my... you know what I'm actually curious? I want to see what the viewing experience is going to be like. Because we don't really know, like, what the professional viewing experience is going to be like. I hope it's really good. But I like the way the game plays, and I'm really excited to see how the game changes. We're going to see some mad shit, yeah. Like, I hope it's sick.
To make it here, but this time... up against Jinmu's Hanzo.
Guys, can you help me do my homework? Can you think of a nice thing to say about Spitfire that isn't Poco? They should be optimistic about Sparker. Sparker came in late in the season and was one of the reasons that the London Spitfire looked good and got wins towards the end of the 2021 season. Could be your franchise player.
To finish him off as Berdering gets the hop inside the building and just insta ults onto Space, who was remeching. Just the decision making is so fast.
By wins, you mean one. Hey guys, we're trying to be nice to London here, okay? You know, like, surely you can let something slide, okay? Just let us leave the S in. The uninformed will appreciate it, and you know, London will appreciate it.
So difficult for the Gladiators to get back out of stock.
Their main support isn't Kellex. You can't put that in the... You're not allowed to put that in the list of things that are good about the upcoming London Spitfire, that they don't have Kellex. That's just mean, okay? This is why Gray's not in journalism.
Leave will immediately capitalize off of it. Still holding on to the Dragon.
Kellex was fine last year. I think their backline and Hardy were the biggest problems.
Still going to be coming in now as Muse is back into the fight from the high ground. Leaps into the
I kind of hope Hardy pounds this year. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be because isn't he jacked now? Didn't someone say he's been like working out a ton? Can you imagine if Hardy just comes in absolutely jacked now and then just farms the league? I would be all about that timeline.
not giving this one up. They've lost a lot of their players. No one's really dealing with Jinmu.
Some absolute Giga Chad moves. The chatty. Have you seen Sinatra? Yeah. He's absolutely crazy big these days. Honestly, a lot of people through COVID just got way bigger, which is honestly awesome. Gamers should stay healthy. Oh my god, Birdring used the EMP. Are they actually going to lose this fight still? Oh, there's the rally. Dude, Jinmu is just impossible to die. Oh. Oh, wow. How did he even know Shu was there? Dude, this fight is actual chaos. Ooh, Kepsa goes down. Dude, they just can't kill Jinmu. Jinmu is just existing. And this is sort of where, like, Pharah excels. Is like, if the fight breaks down enough that you can't just look at the Pharah or, like, kill other people, you're just in trouble.
But there's still over 3 minutes for the Hunters. They've got a much better attack than the Gladiators when they were in that position. And so much credit has gone.
London hates when Honey doesn't kill 7 enemy players and cause a second coming of Christ. Honestly true. Alright, look at this fucking arm. Alright, let me see this Hardy. Let me see this Hardy. How jacked is Hardy? Ooh. Dude, it actually doesn't look real. It looks like he's photoshopped his face on top of someone. Am I the only one? And like, just, it kind of looks like green screen. Obviously it's real. But look at his shoulders, dude. His shoulders are just fucking wide. I respect that shit. Hell yeah. But it does kind of look like, I think it's the lighting just makes it look. Smash or pass? Hey, dude, sometimes you gotta smash. Dude, he's gonna smash.
Working around the map, his mobility is fantastic too. Here's the Gladiators though.
All I'm saying is I'm not gonna talk about shit about Hardy at LAN. You know, he wins this round. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm honestly like Hardy off ping. I hope he gets to redeem himself because I don't like it when, you know, if someone has such a bad season that it feels like the entire league is laughing at them in a way. Like, he's obviously not a bad player. He is a good player, and I hope he gets to prove a lot of people wrong this season.
The Gladiators, I think, are going to be staring honestly at Birdring and Shu to try and get something done here with these ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, Shu can nano.
Really cool, they got another chance. Yeah, a lot of people don't believe he deserves another chance, so I hope he proves them right. It'll be real bad if he doesn't play well this season, and that'll be a problem that they have to do with, but hey, I respect them giving him another chance.
Be watching that payload, that objective. Jinmu removed as well, taken out. Potentially hacked, so he couldn't get away.
I like to see him be good, but he just wasn't. Yeah, and that's how I feel about him as well, right? Like, literally, I wish I could say nice things about Hardy from his play last year, but I just can't. He did struggle last year, and that's the reality of it. Bring back Fraggy, dude. Do it.
I don't know about this Orisa pick. It makes sense.
Unfortunately, London is in the best position for him. I honestly think London and even Vancouver, they can both have pretty good years. Like, I think they can do better than people expect. I don't think either of them are going to go winless. I don't think any of them are going to do that kind of stuff. I think they can take some matches off of some of the middle of the pack teams. Oh! That pulse bomb looked like it was going to be way fatter than it was. Obviously, Barway died, but I thought he was going to kill a couple other people.
Almost going down. Yeah, Kepsa had to just back off away from that, but the rally armor of Evital just keeping their team up. Shot's not going to connect there, but luckily Space is cleaning up on the damage from afar.
He's just trying to get these long-range whip shots, see if he can generate some...
Man, that guy looks almost as jacked as me. Nice. Yeah, like, Hardy's not like ripped, but he's big, right? And like, he looks healthy and he looks good. So, yeah, fuck it. That's what matters.
Don't have the biggest ults in the world to use. Rally, sure, but Chengdu have got some nice tools here as well.
The rally? Ooh, leave things? Dude, did he just try and do a 360 no-scope? That's what it felt like. Oh, they're gonna cap. Yeah, Gladiators have nothing in the tank. This is over.
Actually, the hack fades away, so the recall comes back online for them.
Kepsa slipped away though. He's still alive in the midst of all of this. He can recontest. And Birdring's very close to an EMP. Gladiators are not out of this yet.
Oh? If Birdring gets a massive EMP, but they have rally going right now, so the EMP's not really going to do a lot. I don't like that bomb by Late Young if he just dropped that on there. That's a good EMP. That is an incredible EMP. Oh, wow. Dude, Gladiators did such a good job of holding that aggro. They nano skewed. Oh, God. Wow, dude, that was a great hold by Gladiators. It did not look like they were going to get back into that. Maybe some pretty poor... Dude, Leave is pissed. Leave is like, bro, what are you guys doing? Somebody kill somebody.
And the map is going to be going to the Gladiators.
I joined that pirate queue. Hell yeah. Look at this height erasure. No, me and Johnny are like the same height. We're both like 6'7", if I remember correctly. So skip the main content.
Very different.
We've grown, chat. We don't need to be there anymore. Me and the boys go about to play pirate ship and throw. 6'7" and more jacked than Hattie. You know me. You know the vibes. How tall is Johnny actually? I think Johnny's like 6'5". Maybe a little bit taller. I can't remember. He's tall. Johnny's a big boy. 6'7". All right, that makes sense. If you said Johnny was 6'7", I would agree. I'm not 100% sure though. Leave gets Kevster? So they're gonna play the Orisa Bap on the point. Shu gets isolated. Illu's is a pretty good map for Chengdu because they can play Pharah on Well and Lighthouse. Especially once you win the first point, it gets very hard to deal with Jimmu.
Look at the ultimates that the Chengdu Hunters have as well, Josh. I mean, this Amp Matrix is online as well.
Yeah, I think they have two serious options.
When does Late Young roll up his sleeves and get to work? Hey, their backs against the wall. The sleeves are up. He's ready to game.
Leave him until last and just try and dive onto Leave. I would prefer if they go for the latter one and try and punish Leave. I think if you take him out early, he's the star player that the Chengdu Hunters are relying on. Evil Toll getting pressured though.
How many Wheaties did Johnny have to eat to get that height? He ate the box, including the cardboard. That's the secret to growth.
There's no DPS players available to get up on this high ground. They need Birdring on Sombra, I think, in these.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't think Soldier is like a bait right here. Like, Soldier is never going to kill the Pharah. It's not going to do enough for him. And he loses to the Hanzo. Like, Soldier just is not good in this meta. I'd absolutely love to see him provide more forward pressure. Yeah, they're going to stay the Soldier as well. Ashe is banned, yeah, but you wouldn't want to play Ashe either. Oh, he's going to go Widow. Widow is like a gamble. You're like... he just has to hope he's going... Oh, you gotta hit those. Like Widow, if he doesn't kill like the Pharah Mercy, they just lose. Like they just don't have enough damage now. Like they use Rally just to get into the fight. No, save Nisha. Oh my god, someone help your Veltal, okay? Ah, classic.
90% for the Chengdu Hunters. No one on the Gladiators looks even close.
Kev's the Echo and Birdring should chase. I honestly think just Tracer Sombra would be fine. Right? Like I think Tracer Sombra is not that bad. It allows you to hack and isolate targets. Yeah, that just was not a close round.
And that was a comprehensive outplaying from Chengdu. I mean,
did Chengdu lose Lighthouse at all last year? Yeah, probably. They were in a region with Shanghai, almost certainly.
Would not believe how the series has gone so far. Some of these maps have been
Ashe Mercy would have been a viable option in my opinion. Obviously, not here because it's banned. Well, the problem with Ashe Mercy is the Pharah Mercy will just route around you and then get on top of you. And once the Pharah's on top of you as an Ashe Mercy, you just die. Like, Ashe does not do well close range against the Pharah. Obviously, if Ashe is free to just pick at the Pharah, then it's fine. And maybe if you have control of the point, but I think it's kind of difficult.
They know that this is the series on the line.
Jinmu has no expression. Well, it's because he's a robot. It's scientifically proven that Jinmu is a robot.
I want them to heavily focus on shutting.
All right, so we got Bullzen.
Hacks on him and trying to punish.
Mirror Meta's here.
Just playing aggressive. I think the Gladiators, their dive is going to be their best option.
Now they do have Birdring on the Sombra.
Where's the Terror Surge, dude? Can you imagine Terror Surge in Overwatch 1?
There's the power drive. Kevs is finding it difficult, I think, at the moment to get into a lot of these angles, but looking at the beatdown just to force out the translocated air of Jinmu. Just needs to dodge out of the way as well if the neutral hack's coming in his way. And
if Jinmu's a robot and Kevster is a robot, who wins? Artificial intelligence. What do you mean?
snipers there. Coundown ends up going down. This is a different look now from the Gladiators.
Not us.
More of a surefire way of taking the team fights. They, I think, almost outthought themselves a little bit with the composition that they ran on the prior round, but now with early control of the point.
That's some good content, yeah.
Custa forced back, but another power drive right into the damage. That's Monk taken out.
Ooh, dude, Leave is pounding.
So good for them.
Oh, there we go.
The backline has been ripped through, and surely this is the Hunters. Kevsta's doing his best, just trying to sync up with Muse. Zipping away as the Tracers battle for supremacy over on the
Leave has pulse already, yeah. Leave is literally just farming these fools.
He can't, and it's actually pushed him out of the fight for but a moment. The Gladiators have an opportunity to recontest this right now. Kevsta.
Does Leave give off sad E-boy vibes to anyone else? You know, no, Leave doesn't give sad E-boy vibes. You know what vibes Leave gives to me? He's in the wrong game. Leave gives me, I've played World of Warcraft for the 16 hours a day for the last 3 years. That's the vibes he gives me when I watch him looking at a computer screen. He looks just crumpled. And just like, he's been playing MMOs for the last 3 years.
Waiting it out. Birdring gets spotted just around the corner there. A bit of flail action just to try and take him out of it. There's the EMP! Doesn't connect. The Gladiators completely...
That guy runs Final Fantasy raids, yeah.
Going off the edge anyway, still 71% now for the Gladiators. Still trying to keep this one going. Birdring holding on to this EMP. Space as well trying to heal for them, but Shu is falling there. In the end, just trade.
Does he have a fuzzy rug on his chair? Is this another thing that I was doing wrong for my whole career? Do I gotta get myself a rug? A fuzzy rug is a blanket. Well, no, a fuzzy rug is a derivation of a blanket, you know? There's so many types of blankets that exist that fuzzy rug is a specific type of blanket.
The idea, but that's a whip shot to the face, takes him out, and finally the Chengdu Hunters are able to get control of the point.
I hated it.
On the better end of that, they traded their EMP for Shu's trance, and then they ran at them with Monk's transcendence.
I'm doing the same thing right now. Am I gonna go pro? Maybe. This is the last history of Overwatch I'm doing. This is the end of the series. We're going into the future now.
Gone for a forward hold. The Gladiators are going to have a lot of space here to just walk back in and get a huge ult. Third ring detected. That's going to set things back for a moment.
Yeah. In fact, you can see that time, that one window. Leave already just dove right in there.
But third ring is getting set up now.
Yeah, the mines now scattered to...
I actually kind of like those mines. Oh, Leave gets skewed. Dude, Leave is just carrying these guys to success. This is what makes Leave so good, right? Like, it feels like he does so much with so little.
Don't have the health to try and contest this one still. Leave will get hacked up there with the Discord orb on him. It is easy to take him out. But Chengdu don't seem to be too phased by it.
That's another team fight. The Leaf wins just by landing the pulses. He is so good, and he saves the Hunters in so many scenarios.
Kevsta, okay. Force that one out. We'll see if he can do anything with this pulse bomb. One of his own. That's a rally.
Oh, that was a good eat by Late Young. That very almost caught your Veltal. Oh, Birdring. Dude, Late Young is pissed. I would feel the same way. Leave another pulse bomb on the Shu. Leave, stop it. Dude, I'm gonna say it again. I'm so disappointed that Aprita didn't join the Chengdu Hunters. I was so excited for the Chengdu Hunters this upcoming year. And now I'm just disappointed. Now I'm sad E-boy, just like Leave.
Not even really needing to use that transcendence. You can see Birdring had to just uncloak for but a moment to keep this overtime going, but can anyone even touch? Doesn't seem likely. The Chengdu Hunters gonna be walking over the Villios, and it felt really like they weren't really challenged.
And what a bizarre series this is. It continues going.
Okay, back and forth. Can you tell that the hot take? Leave really good at Overwatch. Not a hot take. Can't see the background? No, we can't see anything. The only way we know what is going on right now is because there's a screen that we're looking at. That's what we keep looking back at, is to see the screen. Custom reinforcer getting depressed. You can see my goggles fogging up. How do you look taller than reinforced? Because I am. When does the shark come? I want to see the shark. Top tier production quality. Thank you very much for money. Yo, Frosty now, thank you for the 2,000 bits. Yo, dude, when the pandemic hit, you guys kept a great production and Unreal Games with hardly the support you earned. Pandemic was real dark for me and a lot of others, but yo brought a bright portion of life and grew my love for the game. Tiger luck, have fun. Keep it up, y'all. Thank you very much. It is definitely... I feel like this is the prime time to talk about how scuffed the last couple of years have been, especially in the production and with the end of the history of Overwatch. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of years, especially with production changing, us existing and having to do online green screen productions. But I hope it's been a little bit better, and hopefully we can enjoy getting into, you know, Overwatch 2 and, you know, hopefully getting back into a studio and making some cool games. So it's gonna be a good year. Thank you very much for 2,000 bits for now. I appreciate it. Custa drowning, dude. I'm fucking ready. Don't worry about that. I think this sums up the past 2 years.
It's a greedy backline and it has so much.
It was fun to be able to just be more loose with it and have more fun.
Hanzo with the Farah, this is all very default stuff. Just trying to apply pressure to
Can I see a picture of the Blizzard Arena, just see where we came from, just to feel something? It's kind of crazy how far we had to go backwards because from Blizzard Arena, right? Like, obviously Overwatch League like didn't have as much money after the Blizzard Arena and the homestands happened and then COVID happened and then all that kind of stuff. Like, it's crazy doing the history of Overwatch and looking at us sort of go backwards in time with so many things. Ooh, birdering. Oh.
Oh my god!
and the mercy. Oh my, the fadeaway final shot. And Jinmu's immediately swapped over to Genji here. So
They're like, no, we're not playing Farah. Interesting. They're just gonna go ball Genji, but they're gonna stay Mercy. Why are you staying Mercy for? Go Brig. Oh, I guess no. There's no reason to go Brig. I don't hate the Mercy.
Hard drive comes in.
Ooh.
Right up top there. That's the Immortality field that has to be committed. Jinmu forces that out. He can be pleased with it, but the Dragon Striker's gonna throw a wrench.
Dude, they can't kill Shu.
They might have here. The Chengdu Hunters, though, with that kill onto Muse, potential to turn it. As I say that, though, Kevster is definitely just tearing them to pieces, playing off the back of these Discord orbs. Still need to be careful, though. You never know.
Oh, he almost got Jimmy.
Forcing out the dash there. Jinmu just
Birdering King is not half bad. I hope he gets picked up for 2022.
Muse for them, though. Muse going down means that he's only just going to be getting back into this team fight, so there's not really going to be a setup for them here. Chengdu go window of opportunity.
Yeah, but the bad news is they've got two.
Kev's the birdering was sick. Yeah, it was good. I'm excited to see Arn's Patty Pan as well, though.
Shu was so good at being able to reposition
Ooh.
and diving up.
Yeah, Kev's pulse bombs have definitely not been the highlight of this game so far. He has been popping off, though, but it definitely not been the highlights.
Such a good opportunity.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and they just hunt him down. I mean, the Supercharger is honestly just one of the best ultimates in the game. If you get it into the right position where the enemy just has no choice but to either respect it...
Yo, thank you very much, Stanley Speedo. I appreciate
Take
it.
it out. Yeah, good luck. It gave space.
Appreciate y'all. Does birdering mean anything? It means fear. At least that's how the word I appropriate with birdering. Is birdering a GOAT contender? I think he's like a top 5. I don't think he is. Like, I don't think he's... I consider Fleta... I consider like Fleta... Fleta Prophet... Like, we were just talking DPS, Fleta Prophet. Who else is in the conversation?
Okay, the spam comes
I would put Prophet number 1. I'm talking DPS. If we're talking, yeah, Carpe was in the thing, but he's fallen off a little bit. If we're talking other roles as well, like, it's hard to, like, it's very complicated once you start adding all roles. Okay.
The Chengdu Hunters want to be trying to win this one out.
Oh, it's the Chengdu get the first point.
They want just a pure neutral game, and he's going to be able to pull it off anyway.
What a performance from Jinmu. He just gets the damage boost from Evil Toll. Just the mercy.
Bacon Jack. Yo, Bacon Jack the GOAT.
Get rid of that supercharger. And they performed
True.
pretty fantastically there. But that was their, 30 seconds left. And that was their ult cycle. They had one shot of being able to take that. If Jinmu gets shut down, that's the game. Over. Done. The Gladiators are 4-2 and they win the Countdown Cup.
Has to be Young Xiaolong. Oh, dude. Those are some old school names. Let's bring Undead back. You guys remember Undead from the Shanghai Dragons in Season 1? The GOAT.
Otherwise, the Hunters don't have that many tools to get in.
They've got it. One in hand. Look at the spam they're taking, though. They can't even blink in.
Ooh.
Coming their way. Pulse Bomb's going to be
Oh. Are they going to be able to... Ooh.
Kevster using one of his own as well. Positioning.
Dude, I feel like... I will say, I actually feel like the Chengdu Hunters are peeling way better for Monk and Yveltal. And that's making it harder for Kevster, while Leaf kind of feels like he's getting left alone a lot more.
Leaf just gets destroyed. Still hunting him. That's going to be the recall. Now going to be used up. Kevster still causing issues.
Right? Kevster's just going to stagger himself eventually. So now he's set up a...
Holy fuck, Asher, yeah. There's some old school names that you just like forget about. Kevster looks high. We've determined that we're like 70% sure that he did a bowl before the game started. So
this is going to be much harder for Jinmu to get value. I think they've just got to kite this. You can't push past the shield.
Yeah, the supercharger drop means gotta respect it.
Back it up. Back it up. Wait for double support ultimate, and then Jinmu can have his success. Leave with a pick.
No way. And that's gonna
Ooh.
operate straight away. Jinmu wants to use
Good boom. Zoning Blade, a Mega Lol. It even happens to Jinmu, guys. It doesn't just happen to me, it happens to everyone, okay? I guess he killed one, so that's still way better than I did. Diva Bomb actually, I think, helped Gaga and Monk.
That's Monk just leading his team to victory with the Discord Orb on Muse. He can't escape it. Has to back off, but his ultimates are being committed. Shu is in the backline with the window. We're going to be pumping in the damage and the healing from afar here.
Ooh, wow, that was a disrespectful stick. That was a great stick by Kevster. I don't think it's going to lead to anything. That was still a good stick. Ooh, the Rally Orisa arrival? I actually don't hate this. Oh, that's a bongo problem, though. Yeah, that was a good bongo. Kevster gets it and gets the Yveltal. Dude, Kevster actually farmed.
That's probably worthwhile, though, for the Gladiators. Trading Rally for Supercharger. They're both high-value ultimates, but...
Mike Tyson smokes weed before he boxes. Did Mike Tyson actually smoke weed before he boxed?
But the Hunters are starting to go forwards here.
There's no way.
Definitely on their side.
There's no way.
Jinmu should not be able to find the value that he's getting, but he's just a nutcase on Genji. He's just so mechanically skilled.
He says it helps. That's actually crazy. Ooh!
Use that pick would be so huge for Murdering to find. He just can't get it.
The aggression by the Chengdu Hunters, though, they're just pushing forwards. The rally armor is going to be empowering now. Moving across the point, that's going to be the flashbanger. Does connect, leave, channeling up the Deadeye. Needs to get something done, but that's Muse already taken out again. One by one, the Gladiators struggling to
oh my god, Chengdu have just been rolling since they remember, they almost got full held, right? Like, they had like 1 minute left on their first point, but they've just rolled through this third point.
He's been permanently on 300 health. Supercharger from the backline, though.
Ooh, that's a blade. Dude, the Jinmu Genji is getting me excited for this upcoming week. Well, I guess not this weekend. 2 weekends from now.
1 second.
Could be pivotal. That could be pivotal. You think about how good this attack time bank is, considering they had 30 seconds left to capture today.
That's an interesting question, M. Dorona, if Echo Duplicate still messes with hero switching. I haven't tested it. I haven't heard anything like that.
From Jinmu that did so much work to set all of that momentum up for them.
What I want to know is whatever Goomba is smoking, that's the genius stuff. He's not smoking something. He's off the goop. You can't replicate that, Liz. You know, that's a dark path to go down. Leave that to the professionals.
Such a great time bank. The momentum is firmly in the Hunters' camp right now. If they can win here on King's Row and tie this up.
Let's go, who are you? Okay, chat. If Genji is meta for the APAC region, do you think we see who are you play for Shanghai Dragons? Surely, right? Is who are you's gonna show up and he's like, oh, Genji time? He's gonna crack his knuckles, so buff his freshly new championship ring a little bit and be like, oh yeah, let me show these kids how it's done. He's a very good Genji. His Genji, to me, to this day, throughout all my history of ever playing against Genjis, in 2017, I have never been dominated harder by a Genji than playing against Who Are You in 2017 when we went to Korea for Apex Season 2. We would scrim them and he would just like kill everybody. And it just felt like it was an impossible task to stop him. Obviously things have changed and Genji's gotten way better, but like for the era and for the time, it was insane. If he has continued to improve at that level, I'm terrified for everyone involved.
It can be dove pretty easily, but the Chengdu Hunters want to be Orisa comp themselves, so yeah, could be happening anytime soon. Yeah, it's not like Leave can just dive into the backline and cause havoc. He's hunting for these headshot arrows. Shield gets destroyed. Immortality Field has to be used. That's a great halt. Pulls Shu right into line of sight that Leave can just capitalize. Finding the arrows.
I think the Gladiators need to... they really like the Bird Ring Hanzo, even against the Pharah Mercy. I don't know if I like it. Honestly, I think this might be a time I would like to see the Widow. I think the Widow would be better here because you can't really stop the Widow from getting an angle and it's going to force positioning just by the Widow existing. Well, I feel like the Hanzo is like... They're going to greed against the Hanzo more, and if the Hanzo just doesn't hit shots, you just lose. Doesn't Fleta have a top tier Genji as well? Not from what we saw in 2020. In 2020, when they had to play it for the Summer Showdown, it did not look good. That was like the only time that Shanghai looked really bad in 2020. I think it's one of the reasons they signed Who Are You, wasn't it? Oh, okay, well, there we go. Talk shit about the Bird Ring Hanzo, get hit.
Giving the appropriate amount of respect there to the Chengdu Hunters DPS duo. Still finding their way in here. What a step up from Bird.
We don't know if it was because Fleta was bad at Genji or if it was the team just didn't know how to play around it effectively, but yeah. It did. The Genji didn't look good.
And he was there perfectly with the arrow, exactly when required. They need more of that magic though. That's a great time back to start things off. 4.5 minutes. So much better than Hunters when they were in this position.
Look at Bird Ring. The amount of damage is coming in his way. The Immortality Field just could not connect onto him.
Any insight with what happened with Bird Ring? I think he just wanted to retire.
Damage. Just finding around these sly little angles here with the nano boost now just dropped onto Jinmu to barrage. Oh,
I didn't know who Custa was until Jake teabagged him. That's my favorite one. Well, did you know that when I was first signing to the LA Valiant, Sab and Heather, Sab my fiance and Heather, my now best friend, neither of them knew who I was and they thought I was Coco. When I got signed to the LA Valiant, they were tasked to work out who I was and give feedback of who I was, and they both thought they didn't realize I was a player and they thought I was Coco.
Literally for him with that self-destruct, Bird Ring just steps up and finds 2 kills.
Fucking tragedy, dude. Oh, on top of that as well, when Rascal first signed to the Dallas Fuel, we first met him and he was arriving to the apartments, Rascal didn't know who I was. I think he knew my name, he just didn't understand my accent when I introduced myself, so he got really confused. So, you know, we've had some L's from our time in the Overwatch League.
Dragon Strike again. He's trying to scout out the Pharah Mercy combo. That's a big bomb. Right,
oh my god, that nade.
That's being damage boosted as well. The backline just didn't know what hit them. Got a sleep dart on top, why not? Just to flex on the opposition.
Did you say hey, I'm Scott? I said hey, I'm Custa, but now imagine me 3 years ago with more of an Australian accent. You're a Korean player, everyone's speaking at you in English, and I come up to you and I'm like, hey, I'm Custa. He's probably like, what language is this?
Straight in. And we see some changes now with the composition from the Gladiators here. Shu goes down.
Bro, I've seen Space try to do the spork and he like doesn't know how to, like that's how I was as well, right? Like you obviously know like a lot of the big players from each team, but when you're a player, you don't care who's on which team. The only players you care about are the ones that are problems, right? And as someone who was on the Dallas Fuel at the beginning of 2018, I was not a problem.
Gives out Matrix to swap over to Ana, a much better pick to synergize with the rest of their composition. But there's 2 minutes on the clock right now, and the Gladiators are playing a comp that relies on alt cycling.
No players don't give a fuck, yeah.
They're not even close to any. So it's going to be quite a while before the Gladiators are able to come up with something, barring some enormous hack coming out from Bird Ring or a crazy kill from Kevster as he duels leave on the flank, something like that.
Bro, you booped Jonak and Ark off the map once on Lijiang. That was nasty. Yeah, that was sick. Dude, Gladiators just don't know how to deal with this Pharah right now. Jinmu is just having a field day. What other maps could they have picked? What other maps could the Gladiators have picked other than King's Row? Because King's Row is actually a surprisingly good Pharah map. What is it? What is it? Hybrid? I wonder what other maps were in the pool if there was a better hybrid map. Hollywood? Oh, I would have 100% taken them to Hollywood. If Hollywood was in the pool, they should have taken them to Hollywood. Hollywood is a much worse Pharah map because the skyboxes are so low. Compared to King's Row. Hey, Bo.
Bit of a whiff there, actually, and they do know that now Monk is in the back line. Going to be pushing right around the corner. That's going to be the hack up. The tank's very weak and susceptible at the moment to a lot of that damage coming through. The self-destruct still gets Muse, though, in the middle of this. Jinmu as well, using that barrage to catch a lot of the players coming around the corner. And we're looking now at just a minute on the clock here. The Gladiators have finally built up a lot of these ultimates they need to get going. But at what cost, Josh?
Do you remember the Gaga checkout? My favorite one is when they like show a previous picture and it's just like a different person.
I know the payload has a long way to go. There's probably 2 team fights which might favor things towards the Hunters.
Was there a pool? I think there was a pool for tournaments. So they didn't have to learn all the maps. Ike, Numbani, Kings. And they've already played Numbani, so it's either between Ike and King's Row. Yeah, I would take him to King's Row. That's not a problem. Like, Ike is a pretty good Pharah map, especially first and second point.
They're still trying to hang on. 20 seconds remaining now. Chengdu Hunters are definitely weak, and look at that, Muse just sneaking up onto leave. Didn't even know that was happening.
Blizzard World instead of Ike? Blizzard World's not a bad Pharah map. I don't know which one I would choose over those two.
It's going to be one final overtime team fight just before checkpoint B in all.
Alright. Gladiators should win this. They got EMP, they got Nano. Diva Bomb. If they could just EMP Diva Bomb and get a good one, it's over. They just can't give Jinmu the space to start getting frags. Do these totally have hero pools? Yes. Oh my god. Well, now they don't have to use too many ults. Actually, they never mind. Gladiators used everything. That's actually a big mistake by Gladiators. They used 4 ultimates for that. Like, obviously, you need to win that fight, but that's gonna hurt their economy.
Gladiators, it was high risk, high reward going for that massive.
Are the players the colors red and blue for the players? Yeah. It looks like a normal game of Overwatch when they're in the thing. You don't see the purple and the white and stuff like that.
In their favor, sure, but now they only have the rally. This ult cycle has started to die down. The momentum's slowing. This is going to be their hardest.
Oh! Wow, that killed Shu so fast.
Nothing to stop it. Shu is taken out with a hack. That's an instant trade. The mines are going to be preventing them from pushing across. They have to clear them meticulously across the point. There's only 50 seconds left now. Pulse bomb that Leave is still holding on to here. The player's going to be able to get back into this, and the rally is still held. The Chengdu Hunters though are making swaps.
Do you pick maps that you feel more confident or the one that enemy play worse on? It's a combination of both. Right, like obviously you want to play what you're comfortable on, but like if they're like, especially against a team like Chengdu, it's like you know that they want to play Pharah. Wow, Skew gets got again by Leave's pulse. That's actually such a big pulse bomb. If he doesn't hit that pulse, oh, and the whip on the Kevster. Oh my god, that was actually brutal. But yeah, you got to take both into account. Like if you're playing against Chengdu, you don't want to take into a Pharah map when they're trying to play that much Pharah. So that's probably the primary thing that the Gladiators are thinking about, and when they're choosing maps.
Coming right back into this series as the overtime is going to be trickling down.
Jinmu Torb, the Jorbjorn.
And we are going to the final map in this series.
What's the point of away skins? Because white is such a good neutral color. If you have like yellow versus purple, it looks weird.
That this was going all the way to 7. The Hunters look down and out.
Carl, get out of here. You're drunk. All right, here we go. We're going to Havana, chat. Which the first point is good for Farah, but everything else is trash for Farah. And this is when we get some shoo-shoo trains. Time to roll up those sleeves. Are the sleeves up? Oh, man. This guy walks up to your girl. What do you do? This guy's ready. The sleeves are rolled up. You fear for your life.
Now Leave picks up the Widow as well, so double sniper defense. If Custa sees this and goes over to a Tracer, it can cause some havoc.
It is quite weird. I'm not going to deny that.
Alright, what do we got? We got double sniper from Chengdu. So there's no SIG in the hero, because there's hero pools, there's no SIG, so people are going to play double shield without the SIG.
Almost like this cross-section in terms of angles.
Late Young is bricked up. Well, I don't like that.
At least early on in a lot of these fights. Leave needs to be careful. Arrow off to the side there, gives them a bit of vision.
You wouldn't get it, Greg. You're not a gamer. Oh, how is he not dead?
Nice headshot. Leave is playing a very aggressive angle right now, but he's always got that grapple available to go up on the high ground if he gets
Hashtag bricked up.
The Gladiators, in their eyes, they're just trying to slowly take up this space and positioning. Kevster is on the trace.
I wonder why Kevster doesn't want to play the Widow. Yeah, I wonder why they do it this way with the Tracer Hanzo. Oh, wow. She goes down first.
She was an easy target, and probably just bursted down before you even realized what was going on there. I don't think the immortality.
I feel like if Jinmu said anything to me, I would be frazzled. Look at him. He's a man of so few words that when he says things, I would just listen to everything he says and take it as you know, as fact.
Gladiators have more poke onto the Orisa shield. So as long as they can dodge getting sniped by Leave and Jinmu and giving up those early first picks, they should be able to take just this slow siege.
You join a Jinmu cult and that's terrifying. Honestly true.
No real casualties, but as I say that,
Oof.
Leave and Jinmu. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not playing. Glad aren't playing a Widow. I don't know what they're expecting Kevster to get done on the Tracer. I feel like it's gonna be very difficult to play the Tracer.
They do have to worry about Kevster, who is behind them, and they're going to be keeping an eye on that. You can see Late Young actually just flying right into the backline here. It's honestly a lot on Kevster as well to try and set up something to try and get the team in a pick off with this pulse bomb.
It's good from him that he's playing this as safely as possible, because if he got reset at this point, it would be disastrous. Leave playing such a dodgy.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna blame both for that one.
Exactly where Kevster is now.
Oh yeah,
What happened to Ding? Dude retired. Dude got the stage 3 championships and was like, peace, and just left. Ooh! Dude, Leave and Jinmu are a problem right now. That's a good kill by Kevster though. Oh, they res. Never mind. Oh, Birdring gets Jinmu. Save Jinmu, save the world. Wait, save Leave. Oh no, it's over.
Something absolutely absurd to turn that around. The Gladiators with their pole comp eventually.
Ding stayed until after season 3? Yeah, but still won. I guess. Oh yeah, I guess Ding sat on the bench for all of season 3. Did Ding play much in season 3?
Oh my, and that force is skewed to swap.
Or did he just collect a bag and then peace? I don't remember much Ding in season 3.
That with his compositional swap, and the Gladiators team comp looks far superior to running Widow Genji here. Unless Leave just dominates, I mean, or Jinmu, but unless
he was on a single Numbani map. Pog champion.
Just slowly, inexorably take space.
It's so difficult for the Chengdu Hunters to be able to find
Leave.
anything whatsoever, but Birdring, he's gone down.
Ooh.
Leave on the high ground position. It's right now exactly where he wants to be as well. Perched down.
Oh, you gotta hit that.
Essentially take his time.
I say, as a maximum 4K Widow. Me watching Leave. Gotta hit those, Leave. Come on. Chop, chop. Literally my dad watching any professional sports person.
Acceptable to getting punished. That's going to be a hold to try and pull him away, but again, just getting these picks as well. Kevster falling, the self-destruct over the top as well pushes them all the way to Gladiators.
That was me judging Met Gala looks at my sweatpants yesterday. You. Ugly. Just ugly. Absolutely disgusting. Puts hands in Cheeto bag. Nyam, nyam.
So much with his pocket mercy, and Leave is a serious threat. I don't know how he's been able to do so much.
Yeah, Leave is actually pounding. The Kevster Tracer just isn't really offering a lot right now.
Watching him pop off, I mean, ages ago in the World Cup, it was evident how good this guy was when it came to his hit scan and his long-range stuff, Widowmaker included. Jinmu the Blade
Making it work.
Alright, Jinmu Blade. The world's greatest blade in history. Oh, wow. He's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit it one of these days.
He's threatened the recall out, I think, from Kevster. Kevster didn't want to take the fight.
Ooh.
Now he's just in a safe position. Just
He is the Tracer.
stepping away, one at a time. Kevster needs to at least get a pick here, but again, the pocket is instantly there. Leave shred away, back up to 100.
Oh. Dude, Birdring is busting this. Oh. He threw the pulse bomb as if he was gonna make it, but he messed it up. That's actually really funny.
But not enough. Still, they get the pick. That's good enough for now. They just need to try and convert it into a little bit more.
Oh, Monk, you are playing with fire, bro. That was so silly to peek the window against the Hanzo. It just ain't worth it.
He's got another Dragon Strike to be able to use here, and use close to a Supercharger. This is going to be very tough. I mean, as soon as the Supercharger goes down, the Chengdu almost have to run past it and just try and kill it with the blade. And kill everybody else as well.
Yeah,
so much responsibility here on Jinmu's Genji.
How are they going to be using it? Jinmu has the blade now. He's going to be letting it loose, but he walks right into the Dragon Strike. 22 health. He's pressured down.
I just don't think you got any heals because the dragon split him off. That was actually such a good dragon by Birdring. Birdring is just straight up carrying this fight, right? Like this. Oh! Yeah, Birdring is hard carrying this Gladiators team at this point right now.
Everything that he's putting out. Leaf's still alive as well in this fight, but probably not for much longer.
Oof.
Birdring's eventually going to deal with him. So the Gladiators,
Here he comes. Now it's on the other side.
Position is very slow in terms of what he's able to do. But
Oh, really?
oh, what in the Chengdu is happening here?
What in the Chengdu is happening here?
These comps have been just premium Chengdu
Bull late young Orisa.
What has happened?
Would you prefer Birdring or Arns on the Gladiators?
The Widow Genji. Now we're seeing Orisa Ball.
I would rather have Arns. I think Arns has the potential of a higher peak. But like Birdring, you would never be disappointed having Birdring on this roster as well. I think Birdring is a less of a question mark, right?
They have played Orisa Ball at some different points throughout the season, but it's normally comboed with some Tracer or something, so that someone can help Gaga. He's just completely alone here. He's just
See the
using
South shot
the
now.
objective.
Space pushes it forward.
Oh.
Not there. Pass bomb as well from Kevster is good.
Lei Young is trolling.
Do that. A minute and 10 seconds. Kevster not dissuade in the slightest. Going to be putting in that damage enough for Birdring to catch the body shots. And his payload is moving forwards. More switches now from the Chengdu Hunters. All over the place, really, with a lot of their...
Don't mess with Chengdu fans. They don't know what the hell is going on either. Exactly how they like it.
They have a nano available here. Probably going to go on to lead. His tracking has got to be excellent. We know that it usually is. Gladiators have so many good ults. Birdring can isolate one side or the other with his Dragon Strike, and then they can forge a path forwards with Rally.
Here it comes.
Good dragon.
Cuts across. See a bit of a war right.
At least just forces the position.
Side of it there. Jinmu trying to escape. Really the
The
worst of it.
is this a nano visor? Yo, let's go.
Be able to do too much. What a Helix rocket definitely.
Overwatch 2 preview.
Enough for the team to basically chop down the remaining
Ooh.
20 seconds
Ooh.
now for Gladiators.
He's a beast. I mean, Leave and Jinmu have been popping off in this map. It's just that
The
they're
legs.
so wonky. The Gladiators are playing a very default, basic, teamwork-based style and still finding
Oh,
success.
what?
What is that headshot from long range? Takes down the majority of the healing.
That pick, it could be massive now as it gets into the overtime.
Oh yeah, this is over.
Touch on the wrecking ball. They have to play forwards. Muse did not want to switch off the Orisa because he's
Dude, Leave didn't shoot at anyone that whole time.
away. But how do they do it? How do they break through? They don't. Is the approach.
Dude, Jinmu kills Shu as well. That's crazy.
Short of that final checkpoint.
Yes, they can't carry on Soldier. Well, yeah, not in Overwatch 2. You can absolutely carry. It is recommended in Overwatch 2 to carry on Soldier. I'm pretty sure Soldier's gonna get hit with the fat nerf going into this new beta patch.
It's a good
Jinmu heard you talking shit. Yeah.
Hanzo Genji with the Orisa. We've seen
Dude, can you imagine if Jinmu just has like an MVP performance on like Genji, Hanzo, all those kind of heroes? Because he's obviously very talented. It just feels like they always force him into weird heroes like Genji and Pharah.
They do have poke damage coming from the Zen and coming from the Hanzo. and Jinmu's going to try and scrap it out. Obviously, they can't really...
We're all talking about a Predator, and he's like, a Predator my ass, and then he just like farms.
Which isn't bad for them. They might transition to that at some point, but they want to try this out. Jinmu's going to get great value out of the Mercy.
They just jump straight onto him. Damage boost, but they still want to fight back. The Gladiators going right in. They want to take up close and personal.
I feel like that fight was very close to Chengdu losing it.
Presumably staggered off as well, which is only going to be helping them get the rest of the players back in the fight.
Shu wins that though, Brent. He pops down the immortality field, and that just offers them all the time.
I'm actually not sure Topaz Demonia. I'm actually not 100% sure what the patch is going to be played and like how that's all going to be working. So we'll find out this weekend.
And he's forced Monk to try and mirror
Oh, that's a good window. Choosing for 3 months.
Overkill, you might say, as Birdring gets a headshot.
We'll at least find out this weekend. Like, if like I'll absolutely make sure I bring it. It's going to be a thing in the pre-show. So we'll see.
With the pulse bomb now as well, just come online.
This says the Sojin patch, so the first beta one. Yeah, probably the one that we've been playing on.
Big dragon blade.
I would say it'd be the one that we're playing on if I was taking a stab at it. Jinmu Blade? Oh, that's going to be a problem.
But Kevster answers back into the backline still. Jinmu
Oof.
to get it, not quite. Shut down. That's Birdring.
All right, Chengdu in trouble.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Birdring is going to be credited with the kill.
What is that? Like, I remember this shot.
Shut down. That's Birdring who's going to be credited with the kill.
What is that shot? Dude's just off the goop shooting.
He's sick of the Mercy plays kicking around.
It's such a big kill as well. If he doesn't kill the Mercy there, they 100% lose that fight.
Shots I have ever seen casting Overwatch.
That is insane.
I don't want any of that anymore. I need a shield. He goes over to break. Birdring's ult could be pivotal here to let the Gladiators back into it. Coming off the spawn queue, they've already lost Muse. He had Supercharger. They might be able to buy time for him to come off the respawn.
I broke a vase popping after that. $40 down the drain. Oh my god.
Leaf does have this Dragon Strike as well. It can split them off when they try and recontest this. And there we go.
I love that dragon. Oh, he hits Kevster with that as well.
Being drawn as he knew Kevster was coming off for the approach to try and contest this one. Yeah. Matrix, Shu has it down. Maybe they can get a kill off the back of this one, but it's actually Birdring. The bomb.
Oh, the Gladiators.
The Gladiators, they combine everything at their disposal. They're going to come out with the teamfight win right at the very end. Really just towards the final moments there almost. Chengdu desperate to push that one in.
I got to tell you, Brent, Birdring is turning up. In a lot of these games, in a lot of these maps where the Gladiators have won, it's been on the back of him playing the Hanzo, finding these picks.
Birdring's Hanzo was actually nasty this season, but that's not normally.
My word, what a performance from this guy. Kevster with the battle. Normally the Tracer would be favored in this situation, but Jinmu's getting the armor packs. Get in the pocket.
44 seconds left. What a
Caught the back hoof.
Magnetic there attaching to the ankle. And already just putting in that damage. It forced out the immortality field. Nicely for them, but the Chengdu Hunters haven't lost anyone yet. The heals are coming through to Holt to pull them all together. The Gladiators, you can feel that the damage is being done to them right now.
Ooh.
And you've got to win this one out, but Jinmu, he's pulled out the blade. That's already going to be the picks going in their direction.
Okay.
Happening for them. Eventually, the Chengdu Hunters.
Chengdu get it.
A couple of the ultimates, but they are able to get that checkpoint A.
I think people shouldn't be surprised if Glad's better. Absolutely not. Like, I don't think anyone is saying Glads can't compete with the Dallas Fuel. Like, there's so many things changing. I think any of the teams that we have in like the top 6 can easily beat each other. Like, I can see any of those teams beating each other and any of them winning the championship. Obviously, I think there are some that have a higher chance than others, but they all have the quality. That is a great window bomb.
Everything into the South Destruct as well. It forces out the immortality field nice and early for them. And it's just mistimed enough.
Glads is not fuel level. They might be.
Start pushing this cart for free right through checkpoint B.
Can we get a shout out to how solid? Yeah, Monk. Honestly, Monk and Yveltal had like great series, and they've just been like really good. I think the team that they have this upcoming season is really good, right? Like the only big hole is the Jinmu, but Jinmu's good.
They're going to try and fight this. They're pushing forwards.
Ooh.
Skewed. Gets that kill.
Oh wow, the bongo.
Even though Leaf's got that kill onto Kevster, they are going to follow up with the damage. That Dragon Strike Ghost eventually just went straight through. Monk took him out, and Birdwing's got into a nice little off-angle position. The Storm Arrows not doing too much, but a Chengdu Hunters, they're winning this one out. Muse has fallen. Birdwing, oh, he's going to be next on the list. There you go, taken out straight away.
Shoo!
It's going to be desperate.
Shoo!
Shu's turning it with his Ant Matrix.
With the Ant Matrix on the back, Jimmu's been taken out. I don't believe that. You have got to be kidding me. Shu comes out with the clutch ultimate, and he's no stranger to it. He loves to just pump
The shoo train. You didn't really get to see it from his palm on the live broadcast. Dude, it's actually crazy they won that. It was like a 1v4 that ended up turning into like a 2v4 and into a 3v4.
Play from Shu. It gets them back in the game. Aggression comes out there.
Oh, they get Monk and they rallied. Oh no, it's falling apart for the Hunters.
Evil Tool's rally looks so sad right now. 40 seconds left for the Hunters. They are all getting sent back to the spawn queue.
Oh,
These stagger picks, one after the other. I mean, it is looking disastrous now for
dude, he was predicting that dash.
left. This could be it. The final moments right here, the Countdown Cup. In our grand finals, it's gone to the distance. Map 7 between both of these teams. I often say it's the last map that's the hardest to get against teams that are very good. Birdering, ready and waiting. The Dragon Strike, the timing of it.
I think he needed to throw more to the left.
It does force out the immortality field, but Chengdu, they go in with their own. The self-destruct, the bomb, it only latches onto the side of the wall. And Gladiators, they're still taking this fight. Leave is going to land the stick, which does get the D-Mech, but they need a little bit more than that now. Potentially, if Muse
Leave Tracer carry?
just be winnable for them. But with the Fortify in play in the immortality field, they have so much brawl to try and play into this one. With a super
That bongo is such a problem. Okay, they get rid of it.
too much to try and overcome. And
Oh, it gets Yveltal. Oh my god, the lamp.
impeccable immortality field there in the final moments. Chengdu do not want to give this one up. Gaga moving over to the signature hero, but eventually he will be tracked down, and nobody can touch the point. The Los Angeles Gladiators are going to be taking away the Countdown Cup finals. And what
Yo,
a
let's
display
go.
Map 7 all the way.
Show me the shoot clip.
That they weren't able to adapt, that they couldn't close out series under pressure. They've completely upset all of it, and they are going to be sailing into the playoffs with all that.
I think we did it for our best of the day.
Monk and Yveltal have new players into the rolling players.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Just be like
So he gets the brig.
at that point, like
He gets the flank.
players.
Drops the window. It just murders Gaga, dude.
This saved the LA Gladiators right here. This flank through the old spawn. Shu drops the window, gets 3 kills, just puts out so much work. And that was, without those kind of plays, your team will lose championship matches.
Shut up, Scott. And that's it. And that's it. Why is your hair like that? Because I was pulling it out from that series. Alright, guys. That's it. That's the history of Overwatch. That's the history of Overwatch 1. We did it. We got to the end. Those were all the biggest and significant matches that happened throughout the seasons. All the best ones. The Gladiators finally getting a title throughout all the Overwatch League. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. You know, there's been a lot of people who come in and said they appreciated the series. A lot of new people who've been watching the content. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it. We got Overwatch 2 coming up. Overwatch League in 2 days. It's starting up soon. It's gonna, history makes itself again. We got to start a whole new legacy in Overwatch 2. So I hope you guys are excited. I'll be doing a lot of VOD reviews and talking about a lot of the new stuff going on with these teams starting from now. So stick around. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see those videos. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed the series. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you guys in Overwatch 2.